smoking on the line. When it seems like I'm running out of time, that's when I'm going. I really feel I'm blessed because I was born with.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Keith Giles, and this is not the Extra Yard. This is Joey Blaze, and I am happy to be here and introduce the show here this evening. It has been a long time. I have missed you guys. Washington County flag football back up and going. Sean Moats, the man of the hour. Terrific to see that league coming back. KFFL, my home stomping grounds. We're getting back into the swing of things up here. And YAFFL, I'm sure you guys still talk plenty about you guys, and OMFFL, obviously. Everybody, it is a football season kicking off here. And Mr. Blaze, thank you for letting me do the introduction here tonight.
I'll tell you, Keith, I am really excited for this upcoming season in all leagues across the board. Let's get this. There we go. Got it ready to go. We're adjusted. Washington County Flag Football League, finally back. Keystone Flag Football League, they're back. They're celebrating 4 years up there this year. We talk about it. 2018 was a big year for growth in organizations, whether it be the XFFL up north in PA or the SFFA down south in Miami, or even the Keystone Flag Football League. All three leagues born 4 years ago. Crazy to see where they're at today in terms of representation, not just on the field locally, but across the country. Excited for everybody. Glad to be back here in the spring. Got the jerseys on display representing. We got Warriors, Broad Axe, Killer Bees, Misfits, Demons, Chaos, Outlaws, Top Guns, Spartans, and the X-Dogs all represented tonight. And you, Mr. Keith Giles, welcome back to the show.
It's nice to be back. I've missed the action on the field. I've missed being behind the camera. I've missed coming on. I miss having my own show. Not my own, with me, Mr. Blaze here, obviously. I've missed a lot of it. It's been a hell of a ride, but I'm finally feeling like I should be able to get some recording in this upcoming season.
And I'll tell you, Keith, I'm really excited to see you back out there this upcoming season. It's been a while since we've seen you. It was last September in Keystone. I believe first couple of weeks you were out there before issues took you off the field. Just to tell everybody what exactly went down for those who may not have been in the loop over things. I know it's been a long winter for everybody over these last couple of months and a long fall as well. Wild Ride 2021 was. How have things been for you, Keith Giles, in recent times?
Not very good. I had what's called spinal stenosis. It was from a birth defect that that no one ever caught that I had, and me being overly athletic with multiple things of football and basketball and just bowling, pool, all that took a wear and tear on my back and my lumbar section. So I had to get lumbar spinal stenosis, lumbar spinal fusion surgery done. And I had that surgery, well, I guess a little forward. I had started recording last season, as I always did. And then as the season went on, 3 sessions ago, I had a career year in KFFL. I had 17 sacks. Yes, none of them were in that playoff run. Thank you. Everybody liked to make sure they pointed that out. But as that season kept going on, I felt my back getting worse. And then 2 sessions ago, or my last session, I really just felt a real downward spiral. I think I had maybe 3 to 5 sacks the whole year. Thankfully, we had quite an all-star team to make up for my slack, but internally I knew that I was not where I was. My back, I was starting to lose feeling in my leg and my foot. And it was all because the bones in my spine were suffocating the nerves that run down my spinal column. And so the only way to fix that was to get lumbar spinal fusion surgery done. And they took out 2 of my discs and replaced them with these spacers, these metal clamps. And I had some metal rods, some screws, some metal put in to stabilize that region. And the surgery was at first a success. They stitched me back up. I was in bed, and that was December 27th. And then later the next night, I was trying to get up out of my bed to go to the bathroom. And I had to have a nurse help me nonetheless. So I called the nurse to come help. And when I got up, my head just drooped down. She would scratch the back of my head. I'd bring me back. And then eventually they did that enough where I look up and I see 20 nurses. It was a sea of purple in front of me. And they sent me down to get a full body scan done. And at that point, I no longer remember anything from the rest of the 28th, the 29th, the 30th. I don't remember anything until the morning of the 31st. But on the 29th, I went in for emergency surgery because I had massive internal bleeding and blood clotting in my abdomen region. Due to the blood thinner they give you in a surgery like this, the blood thinner made it so that blood was literally seeping out of my abdomen like water from a wet sponge. And I ended up losing 50 to 60% of my own blood. So most of the blood in my body right now is not actually mine. My blood pressure was under 50. I was in critical for 14 hours. It was something like that. And they ended up doing my emergency surgery. I had a blood drain in my rib or underneath my rib cage for about 6 days to drain all the extra blood out. So after they fixed up my abdomen, I had spent about 8 total days in the hospital when it was only supposed to be 3 to 4, which still 8 days in a hospital isn't bad. I know, there's definitely less serious things than this that keep you in the hospital a lot longer. So it's been quite terrifying, to say the least. Most of that story that I told you, I don't recall. And, it's what I have been told from my doctors, my fiance, my family. It's made me really regret a lot of, did I play football too long? I played flag football for a total of 8 years. And, about half of that was as a wide receiver in 6-man football. And the last half of that was playing defensive end and linebacker for the Bees, which, there's a picture of me where my head is literally on the ground and my feet are straight up in the air. I got tossed around like a rag doll. Paid off dividends though. I had my fair share of sacks, I will say. I was able to get to the quarterback.
2020 season.
What's that?
You had 18 sacks in the 2020 season.
Yes. And while the production was there, I got manhandled. Yes. So it was
no joke.
No. And had I known about, what was causing all this pain years ago, I probably wouldn't have been playing then, or I probably wouldn't have been playing as long as I did. But I got to tell you, I still right now hold so tightly. And actually right here, I keep that last championship replica trophy I had made on my desk here because, nothing is ever guaranteed. It's not guaranteed if I'm going to be able to get back out there. I'll talk about that in a moment. But it's not guaranteed that I was going to be able to get back out on that field. So, that trophy, being able to leave a champion, thanks to, we had super team, it was Misfits, Broadax, everybody, the all-stars from all over, that trophy is a lot. And to leave a champion like that was, and beating the X Dogs. And I had never done that before either. So, which I did have one solid play in that game that I'm, happy about. But no, it's been a long ride. And, the hope and goal is to still get back out on that field. My neurologist I actually talked to last week, they cleared me to get back to playing pool. So I am back to doing that, at least modified, of course. But that's a start. And he is even optimistic that I could get out on the flag football field again down the road. It's going to be a little while. The bones that are going to regrow, that around those spacers that they put in my spine, it's going to take about a year for those bones to grow. So it's probably going to be at least another year until I can even start to think about getting on a football field. But the hope is still there. I start physical therapy on Friday, actually. So I am going to be hitting it hard and getting into some wild shape. My hope is to completely shock everybody on my return, shock the world.
I can feel it, but I love it, man. You know what? Go for it. I say, no matter what it takes, make it come true, man. Because I've been thinking about coming back. That's the thing about it, man. You only live once. It's in my blood. It's in everyone's blood. All you guys out there who play the game, don't give it up. If you get the opportunity, you know what? Maybe next year, you, Keith, me, and maybe a couple others, we could put in a non-contact team in the Nationals to get ourselves back in shape.
Heard that. Yeah, I'm
team. I'm proposing it, a co-ed media team for Nationals.
You've only been talking about that for the last couple years, that co-ed team.
I know. I think we need to make it happen. Co-ed media team. I'm talking us. I'm talking Tyler, Preston, Skinny. I'm talking Nikki. I'm talking Kate. I'm talking Crystal. I'm talking the X-Dogs photographer. I'm talking Ben. I'm talking Jerome. Jerome played for Main Event. He's got an A championship. So our team already, you throw in everybody else, throw in Monet and her history around the game. We got a squad.
Monet can probably sling the rock, bro.
Monet,
her back there just dropping down.
You got to think Monet's been around 9-man for over 20 years.
I can just see her just back there. Whoop.
Yeah, I like this team. We should make this happen. Keith, your comeback should be a media team next Nationals. We enter a co-ed in one of the FFWCT events.
I'll play B.
Heard that. I have always been a homer to my killer bees, but I think this can be a nice special exception to that. So,
and by the way, X-Dog photographer meant to say Sarah. It took me a second. I didn't want to say the wrong name. Yeah. I just had to double check on that. So I apologize to Sarah. Big shout out to her and the photography work she does. She does absolutely great work. I'm serious. Get that whole team together. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Kyle. I appreciate the well wishes there, buddy. Yeah. So actually, Mr. Blaze, this one will make you a little happier as well, or maybe not you necessarily happier, but makes me happier. I have a little bit of other news to share with you.
What you got?
So me and my fiance Candace, we've been engaged for a couple years now. We've been together. May 9th will be 9 years. We have 3 sons together. I have a pool tournament. It's 9-ball world championship singles in Vegas. And that takes place May 1st May 4th to May 6th. But we're going to be going out May 1st to May 8th. And I thought, a nice little added bonus to that. I surprised Candace with a wedding out in Las Vegas. So while I am out there in the biggest pool tournament of my life, I will be having the hopefully the two happiest moments of my life happening the same week. Let's just put it that way. So we're finally getting married. It's going to be a great time. And our kids' godparents, which he's my best friend, and his wife, they are flying out with us also. So we're going to have some people there with us, but don't worry. We will be having a ceremony here for friends and family. And let me tell you, the KFFL family, the TryHard family, Washington County, I know you guys as well. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have a shindig here also down the road. So we're going to make it lit and legit here, but we're having a wonderful wedding out in Las Vegas.
Hey, I'll tell you, Keith, I'm really excited for you. That's going to be awesome. Wedding in Vegas plus pool tournament.
And the pool tournament, if I win, is $100,000. So let's just, I am one of 13 people that are representing Pennsylvania. So it is, yeah, 4 months removed from massive, life-changing back surgery is a great time for the biggest pool tournament of my life. But, I'm going to do my damnedest. I'm feeling pretty good. So thank you, Logan Peck. Love you, brother.
I'm excited for you, dude.
Yeah, a lot of good things are happening. And like I said, it all starts with the turn of the football season.
And that's what I'm excited for the most is this upcoming football season. And we are still about, I would say, 3 weeks away, less than a month from kickoff of the first league. I know the talk up north in Shippensburg is they want to do March 19th. I don't know if that's set in stone or not. What's your insight? Have you talked to Eric lately on that?
So the only thing I know from Eric is that my new uniform is going to cost $55. So I have not gotten.
Ooh, okay.
So
well,
yeah, the high news. Yeah.
I cost like whatever you had in your closet that day.
Well, part of my closet's still hanging up there behind your head.
Yeah. The Killer Bee uniform. Yeah.
No, it's all right.
Hold on a second. Let me set that proper. Let's get this right. In honor of the fact that you're here tonight, we're gonna go ahead and turn this.
We're gonna flip it backwards. Oh my man.
Yeah,
I like it. That number 8 always looked good. I got to tell you, man.
You should have done that from the get-go, bro.
Yeah, but
that is
Keith on the show.
Yeah, that was
Giles. Who they gonna think?
Yeah. Just in case there ever happens to be another Giles anywhere in the world.
Nah, but it's a surprise, Ross. Why would I give away why would I give away the surprise at the beginning of the show with the jersey?
Heard that. No,
I got to show it. Hold on.
That was nice. That was a nice thing that Eric did do for me. He told me he would, he would hold my number for me. So if I was able to come back, because I have 2 backpacks, 5 sweaters, everything with the number 8. So I'd be a little upset to want to come back and not be able to have appropriate attire. So he held my number for me. So hopefully I'm able to get back. But no, I just pulled myself. I wasn't able to fulfill my role videotaping the games. I wasn't hardly able to be out there with the guys. So I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things here very shortly with my bees.
I'm really hoping to get to see you out there as well, Keith.
Coach them up, Keith.
Yeah, I think
I had a blast. I wasn't able to do it the whole season, but man, when I was out there, it was nice to be out there and share some actual authentic energy. Because when I was playing, it's stone face. Shut the fuck up. I don't, whatever. But being on the sidelines, helping kind of direct and give insight, yeah, I was able to let my excitement out. And, the refs still don't like it if you yell at them, whether you're active or on the sidelines. But that was really the only thing that was the same.
Oh man, I tell you, I'm gonna be glad to see you back out there on the field this year, Keith.
Yeah, I'll give this shout out to everybody that's going to watch the show. I am open to going down to Ocean City to record some football. So if anyone has that is going once their game's recorded, you are welcome to shoot me a message on TryHard Sports or on my personal Facebook, Keith Giles. Donations are always happy, make me happy, make it worth the trip.
Get with
But
Andy.
at this point, I am just
Get with Andy on that. Talk to him.
Bambi.
He'll help you out
Heard
with
that.
that. Talk to Andy on that. He'll help you out with it.
Gotcha. But
Get started on that. At least getting to know everything with that.
heard that. I'll do that. I'll send him a message. Hey, Mr. Cruz, good to see you, sir. But yeah, I'm gonna be trying to make a trip down there. So if you want your games recorded or anything, just reach out to me and let me know.
And we got you there last year. Actually, you go back to the Elite Rebels Misfits game that you were able to film back in day one of Ocean City.
Yes, I got to play and I got to record that weekend. It was a fun time. Taking in the whole environment is something. There's so many players. There's so many different games going on. The hustle and bustle. It's really an awesome time, and I'm excited to go back down.
I'm excited to see you get back down there as well, man. Personally, I think OC last year was a blast. It's going to be even a greater tournament this year. We're going to talk more on OC in about a month or so when we do our April preview edition. We're a little away from tournaments right now. We're going to focus on league for tonight's show. But I tell you, it was great seeing you out there last year. I'm glad you finally got a chance to get out there and get your circuit debut. Both as a live streamer, you got to see the Elite Rebels team that got to the semifinals at Nationals this past January, as well as the Misfits play. Got to go up against Team Petty and the Long Island Demons, two teams of illustrious histories and playing the 9-man B division. The Demons, the Long Island ones, not the Death Row.
Yeah. We should have won both of those games.
You guys played Joe Casone and company and James Battle and company very well in those games. The Bees' biggest thing missing last year was offense. I'm going to go ahead and check Andy's post to see if there's any updates on the Ocean City team list. I know early on, Bad Boys was the first team to sign up out of the OMFFL. They're going to be down there. They're looking to kick off down there actually in a couple of weeks as well. Same weekend is what I'm hearing, possibly for KFFL. Nothing's confirmed yet over there in Baltimore. But Bad Boys, they're in. Rampage, they're in as well. The defending Ocean City Bee champions and the Killer Bees. And tell you, so far, Bees might be in for an uphill battle. Bad Boys and Rampage. They had a taste of Rampage back at Clash of York in October. It was a tough Sunday morning game, but Lucas and Houston in the backfield had a ball going against Rampage in that early game. We'll see if the Bees could possibly match up to them a little bit better this time around in Ocean City. If anybody wants to sign up for that tournament, contact Andy Hoffman today. Ocean City 2022, 39 teams is what they're taking. There's an A division, a B division, there's a C division if you're interested. I know some teams don't want to sign up for a C division because they think to themselves they're weak for doing that. But I actually do believe some of the teams, even in this local area, should seriously look into doing a C division if other rec teams can do it. Last year, Ross, when we did our rankings for Nationals, we talked about how we categorized everything. We had an A ranking of teams. We had a B ranking of teams. And then we did what I call a rec rankings, because nobody wants to be called C division. Let's say rec rankings, teams that play league only. I think a lot of these local league only teams in Washington County and Keystone, and even up around XFFL up north, or even other leagues across the area, or even down south, if they want to make this trip to go somewhere where they can get some good comp and also face teams along their caliber, Ocean City, I recommend playing that C division because I do think some teams could play B. Like, don't get me wrong, I felt like that Spartans team day 2 could have easily made a decent run in B. Same for that AFN squad. That affiliate squad was way too good to be in a C division. But we'll see how it goes this year, man. I like to see the C division grow more, 9-man. You know, I'm a big advocate for it as well. But Ocean City is going to be lit. It's going to be legit. April 23rd, 24th. We'll talk more on that and other tournaments next month. I know we'll be doing some traveling. Actually, we're going to preview one at the end of this show, but that's going to be one coming up at the beginning of April. But first, we're going back to league ball. Keystone, you know, talk is they're kicking off on March 19th. I know that the team list so far, we've seen Killer Bees, they're back. They've been there every season so far. The founding father of the league, along with the Outlaws and the X-Dogs, 2 other teams who helped found the league over time. You know, the Outlaws go back to the days of the Spartans, the original Spartans. Speaking of Spartans, apparently the Spartans are in the Keystone Flag Football League again.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, so this is Jordan Mason from I gather, this is the Tri-State Spartans, I guess, but it's continuing in Keystone only, but not in Washington County, which I think is interesting because, you know, we consider last year Tri-State was in both leagues in the spring, but I'm hearing a lot of the Tri-State guys might be with Top Gun right now in Washington County, who is making their triumphant return this season. I hear Top Gun might be coming in very loaded and ready to go. You remember Top Gun, Ross. You have many memories facing off against Top Gun.
Sure do.
Back in the day. You know, it's been a while. November 2018, November 10th, 2018, actually, was the last time Top Gun saw the field in the Washington County Flag Football League. Since then, there's been some reunions. You know, they did the 6-man tournament down in Winchester a while back in 2019. And of course, you know, they teamed up with Ruckus. They've been on the Maryland Raiders together. They've, of course, been on the program together. There was supposed to be a Top Gun Pure Chaos game last February. There was talks of that, but unfortunately, that was not able to get off the ground. But here we are a year later. The dream and reality has come true. Top Gun is back 6 years later. But going back to the Spartans real quick, I get a little diverted. You know how I am. Kind of weird. Those 2 franchises are connected. Remember, Top Gun beat the Greencastle Antrim Spartans in the 2017 Washington County Spring B Championship. And in a lot of ways, both teams have shared players over the years. I look forward to seeing what happens with the Spartans team. You know, also RCA, another Ronnie Hamilton team. What is going to be the difference between RCA and Chaos? I got to say, first and foremost, though, genius move by Ronnie, scoring RCA as a sponsor. I used to love their TVs back in the day. We talked about the moves that Ronnie has made. We go back to the Deion Page Birdman signing before COVID hit and canceled all that. You remember that, Ross?
Yeah.
Yeah. We go back to the Pure Chaos uniform. But RCA is A-OK.
Ruckus Chaos Alliance.
Is that what that stands for?
Yes.
Okay,
Ruckus
see, I just saw
Chaos
RCA
Alliance.
and I was like, the TV company, did they get a sponsor from them? Is that even a thing anymore? Is RCA a company anymore?
I would have thought oh no, never mind. Yeah, no, Ruckus Chaos Alliance.
What were you thinking it was? I want to hear that, or can you not say it?
I was thinking RC Cars, but obviously.
You know what? I like RC Cola. That was good back then.
RC Cola, that is.
Yeah, you know what, Ross? We should make RC Cola a team name. We should get our sponsorship from RC Cola and put a team name in the county. You think that's a good idea? No? Okay. Okay, Ronnie commented. I just saw it. Sorry, guys. My comments keep cutting off on me on here.
I just happened to look down.
Okay, so I like this premise. So are they going to wear one uniform, or is it going to be like they wear white and it's like the white ruckus and the white chaos? I did hear there is a name change, by the way, of Pure Chaos. It's just Chaos now. That was what Kyle said in the captain's meeting the other day. We'll talk about that later, but that's the 5th team in Keystone. And then Pennsylvania Prestige Football, which those who might have heard that name before, another pre-COVID thing that was supposed to happen. Remember, March 2020, prior to COVID, AC was supposed to have a team by that name. And it seems to me it's the same group of guys. Austin Falkenroth coming back, along with the rest of the YFFL group. Brandon Dietz and company, I believe, might be involved in there somewhere. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but if that's what they're looking at, it's going to be an interesting season up north in Shippensburg when they kick off March 19th in the KFFL. Ruckus Chaos Alliance, definitely a lot of potential there. I like that. To me, it's a good idea to bring 2 teams together who at least can get along and work together. You know, over the years, they have had guys who have played on both sides from time to time. And I think this is a good group to come and play together for a Saturday up at Shippensburg. And you know what? If it works out and you got a tournament, I wouldn't mind taking a team like that in there about gels together. We saw what the Wild Savages did at Nationals. Remember that. Wild Card and the Savages were 2 teams up in the Rhode Island Flag Football League who had 2 middle of the road seasons, but came together. They got a win on Sunday up in Rhode Island on Show Me Football. They tied the Bad Boys at Nationals. You never know what you get when you play with different guys and you put together a conglomerate of 2 teams with knowledge of the game, players who've played over the years, and a idea of we're in this to have fun and possibly sneak in for a chip. I like what this could be. It's going to be interesting to see what that looks like. You basically have 3 old guard KFFL teams with X-Dogs, Outlaws, and Killer Bees. And then on the other side, you got 3 teams who were out of town, so to speak. Spartans coming up from West Virginia, I would imagine. RCA will be coming up from mostly Hagerstown. Right. And then you got Pennsylvania Prestige coming up from York, Hanover. So KFFL this year, if you're Outlaws, Killer Bees, and the X-Dogs, buckle down. The competition is coming from all over. It's coming from YAFFL. It's coming from Hagerstown. It's coming from Martinsburg.
That's what always made the KFFL such a nice spot to play. You know, it's that middle ground of everybody where it's not far for really anyone, not too far for anyone to travel. You know, if they need a change of scenery or want to try something new, get some new competition, KFFL is right in the middle of everybody. That's what makes it nice.
That's what really helps, I feel like, especially on Saturdays. We talk about the Saturday leagues could be anomalies in a world where Sunday is the main day of play, which has been the case for a long time. You know, Owings Mills, Maffle, they play on Sundays. Washington County is a Sunday league in the spring, which Sundays traditionally in the spring around here have been very, very intriguing. In some years, we've had a lot of good teams in there. Like we go back to the beginning, spring 2015, it was all experimental at the start. Remember, prior to in December 2013, Washington County only had about 3 franchises that were left, right, and a 4th one that was about to evolve into a newer team. Sure. That still goes on to this day somehow. Within a year, the talk was, what if we take these teams along with what we got in these new ones in Ruckus and Survivors and try to put into a spring league? And early on, we didn't quite get numbers. 5 teams the first season, made for a quick workout session, nice little fun Sunday morning thing. Different era of the sport, way different era. Feels like it was 100 years ago now. And then next season, we went up to 8, 9 teams. That's when we had Market Street. That's when we had the Food Lion join. That's when the Mighty Ducks were born. That's when the program rose. The year after that, Warriors were in there in the spring, along with Too Much Talent, along with Top Gun. along with all the other teams that came along. Ruckus had that big spring season, the West Virginia Ducks. You go back to the spring of 18, Fast Times at South High. Boy, oh my God. We can't talk about that though. Great times though. There were some fast times though. That was quite a season.
We can definitely call it. It happened, bro. Like,
AFN,
certain parts of
AFN, ADR program, Mayhem, Ruckus, Warriors winning B, Ross's greatest achievement in 9-man history. Except for winning Bassford Bowl, that was a greater accomplishment. That right there was, in my opinion, like its own world championship. Anybody can make championships, Ross. I learned that a long time ago. Keith Giles just cut away. There goes Keith.
What'd you say?
Never mind, Ross. Ignore me. I'm just saying stuff. But basically, I look at it like this. County always has some good bump in the spring. Whether it's been at Marty Snook, South, Greencastle, River Bottom, or even now DuPont Soccer Complex, which for those of you who don't know, DuPont Soccer Complex is West Virginia's version of the KFFL cage, from what I've been seeing. We get our own little cage down there in Falling Waters. And we got a nice little 1.5-mile drive where we go right back there, got a field to ourselves, and we got some good competition coming in. To me, this is going to have an old school feel to it because we're going to be at a place that has never hosted 9-man ever, in a state where the sport of 9-man has been played by many teams and many players over the years, but an actual league has not been present in a long time. It's an interesting season coming up in Washington County. And we got some 8 teams that are going to be really worth watching. I'm going to start out talking with the Misfits. You know the Misfits. We all know the Misfits by now. They're coming in. They're trying to get their Washington County championship back. Technically, they never lost it unless you count last year's KFFL fall season of the Washington County chip. Thank you to our landlords up north. But if you look at it, the Misfits, they're kind of coming in to make a mission. They want to win a championship. They haven't won anything yet as a team outside of league ball. And that was back in 2020 now. We're almost a full 2 years. They have to get through. They got to get something. I think County is going to be a good chance for them. You know, historically, they've been playing in this league for a long time, whether it's been part of the Mayhem Corps, or the Red Knights one, or the AFN one. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring to the table. I know there might be a team. Beth Hoffman is putting a team in. I'm guessing it might be a Broadex or is Broadex. I'm not one to confirm things, or that may or may not be confirmed yet. But I know it'll be a team. So I'm expected to see a little bit of that Broadex young core we saw last year, along with some other guys who I think be ready to come back to play some football. Yeah. I expect a lot more familiar faces and unfamiliar ones. You might see some guys fresh out of school in recent years who might be playing because they're younger kids who we've been seeing on Broadax in recent times. Looking forward to seeing what they got. The other teams we're looking at, Warriors, of course, they're coming back. Yes, trying to get what's that?
Yes, they are.
Trying to finally get over that hump. This is a team that has been on the cusp for almost 3 years. You got to think, the Warriors 5 years ago were the joke of the Washington County Flag Football League. Dang. You guys were. Remember? You were 0-19 when you started.
I even said myself we were the Browns of the league.
Yeah, and I'm not talking to KFFL Browns. Well, maybe that last KFFL Browns team. Nah, no slight, no hate. Y'all were cool. The Warriors 5 years ago started 0 and
Not that
19.
far off, though, really.
You remember though?
Actually, after you just said that, when I think about it, no.
But you got to think though, 0 and 19 when you started.
Oh, yeah, I
Until, do you remember the moment that changed and who it changed against?
remember.
Top Gun, Will Dayhoff with the game winner late. Pick 6, right? I wasn't there that day. You were.
Yup.
Will
The
Dayhoff.
first time my knee got jacked up.
The first time you got your knee jacked up. Okay.
Yeah.
Will Dayhoff, pick 6 to seal it. Warriors got their first win ever that day.
I remember watching it pick it off. I turned around to go block somebody. Next thing I know, they were at my knee.
Oof.
It was open field too. And I was like, shit.
Oof.
Damn. I was on the ground by the time he scored and shit. I worst that leg I ever had in my life.
Worse than the injury against Green Machine.
Yep.
Sad day.
I played 2 games that day. I could not move.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
I could not move my leg against Top Gun that
TBT,
day.
appreciate your
That was
sacrifice.
actually probably the day my shit really got jacked up. But anyway, moving on. Top Gun's cool. I still like those guys over there.
One of the best rivalries in Washington County history in recent times was Top Gun Warriors. You got to think about over the years, the games played. But it's crazy to think, while Top Gun is going to look the same, the Warriors, depending on what Sean Most and company have in store, we could see some familiar faces from over the years.
Bro,
It's hard to see. Who says that?
it's confirmed.
Is it Broad X football? Sorry, my chat is not coming.
Axe football.
X football muscle bicep. X football bicep. All right.
It's confirmed. Now Tibbs is back and everything.
They got Tibbs back and everything.
He just popped back up. I'll tell you that.
There you go. He's got that time. He's got the 6 cents.
Right after the Axe comment.
Right after. But you know, I missed the Top Gun Warriors rivalry.
I did too.
You think back to it. 20-19 that first time, 7-6 the second game.
Yeah.
Third game, you guys won by 7 late. That was when Ricky had the broken nose from getting hit and having blood all over his jersey. You go back to the game after the championship, the B chip, when you all beat Top Gun for it. Or even the last game when the Warriors blew it 18-0 lead to Top Gun.
Yeah. We don't want to talk about that one.
Yeah.
We're just gonna keep moving on from now. Anyway,
Good times, right?
Ross is coming back. That's confirmed.
Broad Axe is back. I love it, though. Keep that tradition going. Hey, 30 years since Miller Lite joined the Washington County Flag Football League.
Holy shit.
Not just Warriors, though, but Demons. You got the Demons coming into the Washington County Flag Football League this year. I'm looking forward to seeing how the Demons do, because this is a team that had a rough start in KFFL last season. They were 0-3 at the start. They had that really bad game with Venom. You remember that? That bad game with Venom where Ron pitched the ball to Cash in the end zone after he picked off Lucas, giving them the 2-point conversion anyways. Sheesh. You go back to like the punt return as well, where it just bobbled off the hands of one of the guys on Demons. I can't remember who it was anymore. And it went into the air and just right in the hands of Vontae Redmond, who just takes it in for a touchdown. They muffed the punt and it was returned for a touchdown. Clancy throws a pick 6 to Elijah. It was a shit show of a game. Wild. And the Demons were just in the basement at that point. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish. 6-2 the rest of the way with the Demons. They beat the Wolverines, albeit without TJ Holston being there. Big factor there. They did go over, and they ended up doing great at beating teams like the Killer Bees along the way. They made a run toward the end of the season, and the Demon squad we saw toward the end had a 10-0 lead on the semifinals against the Misfits. Remember, Demons were up 10-0 against Misfits in that semifinal. We were this close to a Demons Wolverines championship up there. Question, what did they have, though? Will they have the same guys as last season? Will there be different guys there? We know Sean Moats is going back to Warriors, but who's he taking back with him? Remember, there were a couple Warrior guys up there on that team.
There's more than a couple.
What do you mean?
There's more than a couple.
But you know what I mean? I just feel like this Demon squad has a lot of potential. You know, we call it.
Where's Paul? I don't know. They weren't at the captain's meeting.
They weren't, but they got busy. They were just busy. Where's Polo?
Where's Polo?
I don't know. Probably at his house. Just chilling or something. What do I look like? Like, do I look like this?
I don't know. I was just asking.
Am I watching him or something? Like,
What?
what am I watching him? Am I supposed to?
I don't know. Are you?
No, you're asking where I am. Like I know.
I
I'm
was just
supposed to be.
asking in general.
Anyways,
I thought
back
we
to
were doing a
football.
show.
It's a weird
What the hell?
conversation. Next
What the hell
topic.
is happening?
You gotta relax. You're being weird. Anyways, back to the
I don't want
topic.
to be weird.
Ruckus, they're coming back this season. You know, the Orangemen trying to get something. Last season, Ruckus, I felt like had a roster that could have made a run late, but that was a tough semifinal game against Broad Axe. You got to go and talk about how the Chaos game previously just wore them out. By the time they got the Axe, that Axe team was on fire. Timmy Townsend just shredding that secondary and defense. Usually one of Ruckus's strong suits, not their strong suit last season, but they are a team that, depending on what roster they're bringing out there, from what I gather, it could be a bit of what we saw last spring, mixed with possibly what we saw in the previous fall as well.
Are we calling last season when they had that kid out there, Cousins stepchild?
Yeah, last season was the last season of county, spring 2021.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, that happened. Ruckus, I feel like they're entering their 8th year in Washington County. They've gotten to the semis. Remember, 5 years ago, they were playing for a chip. This is a team that's always up in the thick of things, just not have gotten over the hump yet. We'll see what they can do. Other teams to look forward to. That's a terrible sentence. You're going to also have out there. Who else is doing it? Did I mention everybody already? Misfits, Broad X, Warriors, Demons, Ruckus. Top Gun. You know, we talked about them coming back. You're going to see a bit of the core group that we saw from the beginning. Hopefully they don't have the same numbers they had from back then too with it. From what I hear, this is going to be a very, very West Virginia flavor team. You're going to see a lot of the talented guys from that region coming up there and playing on Top Gun. I expect to see a lot of Top Gun mixed with Tri-State Spartans mixed with some maybe old Ducks and Survivors. I think you're going to see a bit of a West Virginia group out there. Honestly, I like to see but I like to see this Top Gun team go out and do a lot more because I think they got a lot of potential. I think they've learned a lot from that first time around. Is the core guys still playing to the hype to the level they were then? We'll see. Ricky's been kind of all over the place, the quarterback in recent years. His career is kind of going in different directions, playing that QB position. We talk about, you know, he had that run with program where he was quarterback. After he beat Adam out for the job in the fall of 19 and in the spring as well. Before he lost the job simply for a pure accident. Like Ant literally stepped in and won the championship because Ricky was a drill. And that kind of just messed that whole thing up. And Ricky, as a result, he didn't really see much of that and play next year afterwards either.
All right.
He went to play Brunswick semi-pro. And the semi-pro was a different game for him. I think he did really well for what the circumstances were he had to face and what was a very strange year for that team in the Brunswick Railroaders to play.
If he's a quarterback for Top Gun, I think
it depends on what kind of offense they can do.
Yeah.
Ricky is the kind of guy who he can step up and ball out. Huh?
He probably doesn't want to be there.
Well, that's the thing. Well, it's going to be depending. I don't know if he can. It depends on where he's at. Because, like, you know, we go back to a couple years ago. You remember,
especially against the Warriors, man.
Yeah.
That one game. Sure.
Oh, he made Brock Klein
chase him for miles. Miles.
I still love the fact that for my but the last few times I've seen Ricky play flag quarterback. I think he had a week on Ruckus last year, I do believe, but I wasn't there for that, so I can't really speak on that week. I do remember you get back to the summer sizzler in 19. After Lockhart got injured, Ricky stepped in for Ruckus. He had a couple of scores for them against the Killer Bees, and then they went on, and he had about 3 scores against the Spartans, including the game-winning flagpole at the end on that diving play at the end to win it. Before they fell to the X-Dogs in the semifinals of that. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Ricky, Top Gun, and company can do.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad they're coming back.
Yeah, like it's been about 3.5 years by the time they'll step on the field. It's crazy, like how much has happened. Like Blunt Talk was in its first 5 months of being a show when they folded, and we're about almost 4 years in.
Oof.
Yeah. They're literally almost, a lot of these kids who are watching this show
Team
now have no
media.
idea who Top Gun is.
Team media.
Yeah. So what else do we got in this league? Chaos, which is pure chaos, but just chaos now. I'm not sure what to expect. Chaos last year in Keystone suffered from not having their roster up there most weeks.
Pure.
Huh?
No more pure.
I mean, I liked what I saw the other day in the concepts. I mean, go with it. Sometimes you got to rebrand to get a fresh start. And in the case of Chaos, their biggest thing is they're going to be coming into Washington County this season on what is going to be a bit of a fresh start. Last season in Keystone, they had a hard time getting guys up there to Shippensburg. They were very short most weeks, but by the end of the season, they got it together. They had a competitive squad. And I think Chaos this season, a team that has been progressively growing, is going to start getting even better. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Chaos is by the end of the season. I don't think they're going to be as bad as you and some others have made them seem over the years.
Whoa. Just the toilet paper, man. As long as I said it.
I know, but I just feel like this team is much improved.
Yeah, I think they'll be like a middle of the road team.
Yeah. We'll see. Like last year, they should have. They could have had Ruckus in that playoff game. That,
like you said, if they just play to the talent that they have, I think they'll be just fine.
I think so
Put
too.
all the right pieces in the right places.
Yeah, like you give them a moment and any chance to play against any team. We saw it last year. Like they don't beat the Tri-State Spartans last year.
What are the quarters? 12? 12 minutes?
12 minutes, yeah. We're sticking with 12 because 15, wow, I used to love 15 for the fact that we'd have
12's the magic number.
12's magic because you don't want to play too much on the field. Yeah, you want to, by playing 15-minute quarters, you add one more game than you already, or one more quarter, really.
Too much.
Yeah, one more game, yeah. It's way too much.
Too much.
Yeah, and I felt like while that concept was great for what we wanted to do, it was the side effect of it was we would play too much on fields, and it's not just playing games, it's time spent, but no one can ever account for that. You can never fully account for that. But I think going to 12 allows us some flexibility, and it also gives us an opportunity to not tear it up as bad as we could. Because that's going to be the biggest thing, is this going to be our first year there. And I think playing 12-minute quarters will help because I think everybody's starting to get accustomed to it now. I like 12. I think 12 is a good number because, that being said, I do miss those 2-hour epics sometimes out there. Those were fun.
Where's the commish?
He's busy tonight, I guess. He's out there making business moves. In fact, a couple big business moves I'm hearing about. I know that they're getting the insurance locked down. That was something that was confirmed earlier, so that's being all tied up right now. Should be good to go. Field's good. Insurance is good. Next step from there is getting teams. If you are interested in joining Washington County, I know right now we got 8, and 8 is great, but 9 is fine. I think if you're interested, hit up Sean Moats, talk to him, see if you can put it in. I know there was a rumor of a 9th team that could be joining. And I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
I would like to see it.
I'd like to see a 9th team too. I think it'll add
From
to
the one
the
I
league.
heard it was supposed to be, I would love to see it.
I think so too, because that guy can really bring a lot to the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to bury the competition.
Wow. Word on the street was.
Yeah, but I'm excited, dog. It's going to be cool. It's going to be great. Washington County kicking off March 27th, Keystone 19th. Who did I forget for county? Did I mention everybody? I feel like I have. Wait, who I didn't talk about? Killer Bees. Your boys.
I was gonna say it earlier, but no.
The Killer Bees.
We had like a whole special.
Can we talk about it? History is being made. The KFFL's second greatest dynasty. Their second greatest. Not this. They're not as great as us. Is coming to Washington County. But what?
Didn't they say this like last time?
No, they're here for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, they're in it. This is gonna be awesome.
All right.
The KFFL's second greatest dynasty is coming to the Washington County Flag Football League, the Killer Bees. This is going to be huge. And you know why? We get matchups that we don't ever see or hear of. We're going to get Killer Bees versus Broadaxe. We could get Killer Bees versus the Warriors, Ross. Remember the last time the Warriors played the Killer Bees in a flag football game?
I was gonna say you said we never heard of it, but it's happened.
Not 9-man though.
True, but it has happened.
Though I did see the memory today of when you guys played the Immortals and Green Machine pre-COVID.
Yeah, that was a good day.
Well, I heard, yeah. But you talk about it. You Killer Bees going up against Ruckus. Rematch from the Summer Sizzler 3 years ago. Killer Bees never got a return game for that. Killer Bees versus Top Gun.
Warriors haven't gotten the best game either yet.
You might finally get your opportunity, Rossa.
Just saying.
There you go. Boom.
The fan touchdown.
The pick six that cost the Warriors the game.
Video of it.
I'm still waiting to see that video.
Everybody is.
So I'm telling you though, this is a stacked lineup. You got the Misfits, who are the 2019 KFFL Fall Champions, 2020 undisputed Washington County champions. You got Broadaxe, the 13-time Washington County Flag Football League and defending champion. You got the Killer Bees, the 2-time Keystone Flag Football League champion. Two-time. You got the Warriors, who have been on the cusp for many years. A lot of veterans on that squad who are just trying to get a ring, and that organization finally got over the hump. Another team trying to do the same thing. The Demons trying to do that. Ruckus trying to do that. They're trying to get over the hump. Chaos is. Top Gun. Everybody is fighting for this spot, for this opportunity. Because we're about to see a competitive-ass league across the board. You got 8 very well-built teams that are going to be facing off in DuPont this season. The cage is where the rage is going to be. And the beast is coming out. You're going to see demons. You're going to see warriors. You're going to see axes. You're going to see bees. You're going to see some misfits out there. You're going to see some people causing a ruckus and some pure chaos. It's going to be oh yeah. It's going to be a season to remember, Ross Collins. We got other teams. You got up north, the X-Dogs, the Outlaws, Pennsylvania Prestige, Spartans.
I'm still rooting for the Outlaws.
We'll see what they can do. We'll see what everybody's going to do. Bro, you feel it? March is here. League ball's coming back. You got 8 teams in county, 6 in Keystone. That's about 4, let's say 13 teams, right?
Right.
13 teams total. It's going to be a fun upcoming year across the board, up and down 81. I'm looking forward to it. League ball is going to be great. Other league stuff going on in March. I know OMFFL is talking about kicking off March 20th. That's a possibility. That's not a confirmation. Looking forward to that. I know Misfits, they're traveling down there this upcoming season. They'll be representing the Washington County Flag Football League down in Owings Mills.
March is the best month ever. I've been saying this for 33 years.
I have to agree, man. The football we're getting this upcoming March is going to be lit and legit. You know, they're going to be doing some great stuff across the board, across I-70, up 81. Those are the 3 leagues kicking off in March. Otherwise, only other thing happening end of the month. Actually, no, wait, we're skipping one thing. There is not a league game, but rather an all-star game. March 6th, the MAFFL All-Star Game. They're going to be doing a 4-team tournament down there at Tucker Road, I believe. I might be off on that. If not, if so, please let me know. I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. You know, we've always talked about the All-Star Game concept. They're going to be doing one for real down there. It's going to be awesome. That's going to be the first 9-man event of the 2022 year here in the DMV/South region. That All-Star Game, March 6th, KFFL, they're looking to kick off March 19th. They got Killer Bees, Outlaws, X-Dogs, Spartans, Pennsylvania Prestige, as well as RCA, Washington County, RCA, Ruckus Chaos, a lot. That team, if it's anything like the team they had at playoffs last year in Keystone, they're going to have a team that's going to be really competitive. I look forward to seeing how that one plays out. You know, I'm looking also forward to seeing Washington County on March 27th. They're going to be kicking off here. We're back here to Washington County Flag Football League. We got Broad Axe, Misfits. We got Warriors, Demons, Ruckus, Chaos, Top Gun, Killer Bees. This is a stacked lineup. This is going to be a strong league up ahead. This is a good bounce back year for Washington County. And of course, end of the month, April 2nd and 3rd, we're going to be having more details as weeks go on. Right now, I haven't really looked into this one as much because of the fact that we've just been so busy down here in the 4-state, just trying to get all this together. For all of you out here, trying to put together another year, another season in the Washington County Flag Football League. You know, Eric Carty and company, they're working hard up north to get the Keystone Flag Football League going. And at the end of the month, we're going to have what we're looking forward to, and that is going to be the April Fools Tournament in 9-man. That's April 2nd and 3rd, Franklin, New Jersey. Dimitri Thompson, Jamie Wolf, XFFL handling that tournament along with 9-man. We're looking forward to seeing how that plays out. That'll be the first 9-man tournament of the year. We're going to be talking more on that over the course of the next several weeks. We're going to be more focused on league ball, though. That's the one thing we're looking forward to the most this upcoming season. League ball, or upcoming month rather, is going to be league ball, KFFL, Washington County, perhaps OMFFL. We know Maffel is going to be getting some work in to start the month. They don't kick off, however, till April 10th. We talked to Bonnie the other day after the season we're going for right now is around then. Busy spring ahead. Busy. But it's going to be lit. It's going to be legit. And we're here and never going to quit. Till then, I'm Joey Blaze. He's Ross Collins. We'll see you next episode here on Blunt Talk. Got more to come in 2022.